Last Friday, I went to Jogjakarta with English teachers. There was Mrs. Laila as a madrasah overseer. We left from Banjarnegara in the evening. In the bus, I slept because I was tired and so sleepy. I was also actually a bit unwell, and I did not forget to bring medicine. We arrived in Jogja in the morning. We stopped in the rest area. We prayed subuh, took bath, and had breakfast there together. We wore our new uniform too. That morning, I felt better and ready to do some activities. Everyone looked very happy. We took pictures together. Then we were ready for our first destination. That was Ahmad Dahlan Language Center. On the way, Mr. Misra, who sat down behind me, asked me where would we go. I opened my phone to take a look at the schedule. I saw Ahmad Dahlan Language Center, Brekshehen, Hehaskai, and Malioboro Market. I talked to Mr. Misra too, but when I read the word Brekshehen, suddenly I remembered my brother Dick, who ever told me about that hill. I hurriedly opened my Instagram to see our chat. Fortunately, it was just like what I thought. At that time, Dick told about Brekshehen. I became so happy. I hoped I could meet Dick there. I quickly sent him a message on Instagram. I told him that I was being in Jogja and I would visit Brekshehen in the afternoon. I never thought about that before. The first activity, we visited Ahmad Dahlan Language Center. We were in the classroom. We studied how to teach English well with the expert, Mr. Budairi. I liked the way he explained his teaching method and the like. I opened my phone to check my message. Dick had replied. I told him that I was together with around 43 people. I told him that I hoped I could meet him. He said that we could meet if he had passengers who went there. After from Ahmad Dahlan Language Center, we went to Brekshehen. I really hoped to see my brother. Arriving there, I directly told him that I was being there for about an hour. Some minutes later, he replied that he would deliver his passengers to Brekshehen. I was so impatient to wait for him. I was so happy to have chance to meet him after so long time. I walked around that tourism object. I bought mineral water and asked information about how long the trip from Prambanan to Brekshehen was. It was said that it's about 15 minutes. I sat alone around the entrance. I felt happier when I saw him arrive there with his passengers. I was 100% sure would meet him. Unfortunately, he did not park his jeep on the parking area near the entrance. I looked for him and I could not find. I knew he was busy. I felt uncertain. When my time was almost over, Mrs. Rohana informed us that the time was almost over. I told her to wait for me a moment. Then they called me. I said, why didn't he park near the entrance? He said that he accompanied his passengers. He actually asked me to meet him in a food stall, but I was uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable with other friends, and the time was up. I felt so disappointed. Finally, I told him that I had to go to other places. I could not stop thinking of the story that very day. I was so happy because I thought I would meet my Dick there. But the fact I could only saw him driving jeep, I was so disappointed with that story. In her sky, I really lost my smile. I was lazy to do something. I would like to sleep in the bus, but I entertained myself walking around with other people. I hoped I could receive that story. We arrived in Malioboro late afternoon. I guessed I would find many foreign friends. I saw many foreign tourists there, but I could not find any friends from them. They were busy and they did not want to be disturbed. I walked around with Mr. Norma. I was afraid to be lost because I didn't understand the place well, although I had been there many times. I directly remembered my another brother who was in Jogja. He was Gio. I told him that I was being at Malioboro Market. Some minutes later, he contacted me using WhatsApp video call. He said that he was being at Malioboro Market too. It really surprised me very much. We told our position each other. Unfortunately, it was far. He was on the corner of the market. He said that we could meet. He was together with his boss in a batik store. I asked Mr. Noma to accompany me to see him. I was happy indeed. On our way, I met Mrs. Rohana. She said that everyone had to get back to the bus at 7. At first was at 8, but she said that it had been changed. Mr. Noma said that it's impossible to see Gio, who was still far away. The time was not enough. OMG, there was no other choice. It's impossible to meet my Gio. Okay, then I called him via WhatsApp video call. I told him that we could not meet because I had to go back to the bus, time was up. He said that we were not lucky. I said that was okay. I invited him to take a picture using screenshot. Finally, I got back to the bus without meeting him.